What's up guys, it's Edar Hashira and you already read the title. I'm going to be showing you what I use to make my art. So you have this drawing, obviously, this one. Okay, so for all you guys saying that my art is fake, if you look really closely, you can see pencil marks. You can also see smudging that I had to cover up with a white paint marker. And that is, you can see that I colored outside the lines on accident. But you can see that oil pastels. I'm stuttering a lot. I don't know why. Sorry. So anyway, starting with the sketchbook. I have this sketchbook. It was like maybe $3 at like an office supply section because it's paper. I'm not picky about my paper that I use. It's paper as long as it doesn't like smear a whole lot, because lefty gang, I'm left-handed, so everything that I draw, my hand goes over it, which I just showered so you can't see all the markings on my hand anymore. But when you can, it's pretty bad. Next we have pencil sharpener, which pencil sharpeners, they're hard to get good ones. This one I believe is Artist's Loft. It's metal and it has 2 holes, one for smaller pencils, which is a finer tip, and one for wider pencils, which you can use smaller pencils in that. It just gives it a really fat tip, and I don't particularly like to use the big one. So I've been using this one for a few months now, and it's really, really good. And I use this cup to keep my pencil shavings in. You can see that I just cleaned it out, but it's really helpful. Moving on to my gigantic artist case. Okay, so we open it, right? We're gonna start out with row number 1. Ready? Okay, so row number 1, or rather section 1, has all of my basic necessities for starting out. So we have this pencil right here. This is a pink watercolor pencil. You can see it's pretty light. I use that for my basic outlines. See? I found that it works better than a regular graphite pencil or a number 2 pencil because it erases much smoother and you don't have all the graphite smears. So it's super helpful and it erases easier. See, watch this. And you can still see a little bit of an outline so that you can actually outline it better. Next we have all 5 of these. Yes, you heard that right. All 5 of these are used to create my skin tones for my anime characters. This is a basic skin tone color. I am sorry that I don't do any characters that are of color. I haven't quite found any characters like that would be easier for me to draw, because I don't know about you guys, but drawing is actually really hard for me. Especially because I'm actually, wait for this, somewhat colorblind. So like yellows and stuff look really faded, so it's really hard for me to color sometimes. But yeah, so I use this for all my highlights and stuff, which it's super dull right now. I need to sharpen that. But you can see I use that for like regular tone highlights and stuff. I use this pencil for shading, sometimes this one if I need a lot more shading, and that's just basic light brown, dark brown. These 2 pencils I use for blending. This one right here, which is kind of like a peachish pink, I use for like blending the lighter shading. And for this one I use it to blend the darker shading. And then I go in with the pink one and blend it. So skin tone is not easy, guys. It's really not. Now we have all 5 of my Sharpies that I use for blacks. Are they all the same exact color black? Yes. Do I burn through all of them the same? Also yes. Some of them are a little bit more like scruffy and not as smooth to lay down because I use them so frequently. I mean, like, you see how much black is in this picture. Now we have my beautiful Sharpie gel pen. It is so good. I cannot get over how good it is. It's like having a printer in your hand. See, look at that. Beautiful crisp lines, which of course now it wants to like sputter and carry on, but it smears super easily. Well, it won't do it now because it's cardboard, of course. Hang on. It smears super easily because, yeah, like if you're coloring in like an eye area and you do that on accident, well, you're not getting that out. I always try to outline my drawings wait a while for them to dry, and then color them, especially because I used alcohol-based markers, guys. That makes it smear even more. Now we have all of my charcoal pencils, which I almost never use, but when I do, I have really nice ones. These Artist Loft ones are pretty basic charcoal pencils. I don't really like them a whole lot, so This is a good charcoal pencil. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think that it's German, but I don't know, which I'm part German, just saying. But it's super easy to use. It's like having a regular black pencil, only it blends, and it's so nice. Really like it. This is heavy. This part feels like metal. It's a pure graphite pencil. This one's German. See, German. It's so nice. So incredibly nice. Shaving it in a pencil sharpener, oh my gosh, it's so weird. Like, you gotta watch this. Like, I mean, it just sputters and carries on, but you use the big one. Look at that. It like makes little tiny things, and it sharpens, and it still looks like it's flipping metal. I mean, like, look at that. It's like, now my finger's gonna be gray. Great. And we're back with this little blender thingy, which I use this to blend charcoal, which works really well. As you can see, it is very well used, especially this side. My hand is gray again. It's even worse on the other hand, see? My hand is gray. As you can see, so is the backdrop, so that's great. But, you know, whatever, we're artists. It's gonna get messy. Kicking off section 2, we have this lovely little contour brush that I used to use for my makeup, but now I use it to sweep away little thingies. And look, it actually works. Like, this is for when fingers are gonna smudge things and you don't want to get your hands dirty. So you just use this little brush and you sweep things away. Works so well. Highly recommend having one. Of course, where would we be without a ruler? I can't draw a straight line, like, ever, to save my life. Look at this. I'm not right-handed, but like, oh crap, that one won't work. Here, I am not right-handed, so let's try it with my left hand. See, it's still not straight, but you have this magical thingy right here, and you can make straight lines. It's amazing. Behold its amazement. You ready for this? Move the ruler away. Look how straight it is. Wow! Having too much fun with this. In the metallics department, we have the zebra brush pens and just regular old gel pens. These regular old gel pens are like sparkly silver and like metallic gold, yellow, whatever you want to call it. They work super well for coloring in like smaller points on jewelry and stuff. These things, I love them. They're amazing. They work over top of black markers. Here's the bronze one. So nice. See, look at that. Look how nice that is. Wow, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I got them for surprisingly cheap too, like maybe only like $3 to $5. So we have my Prismacolor pencils, and a little veteran right here, smaller than my thumb, my white pencil, which I use for highlights. You can see that I already marked it here from the first take of the video. But these things, they're like butter. They like draw so incredibly smooth. Watch this. So smooth, so smooth. Of course it decides to sputter because this is cardboard, but, you know. Oh wait, hey, imposter among us. That's a regular pencil. Love these things. Next we have the King Art pencils, which are all pretty good. They're like really nice quality. I have no idea how much they are, but they're nice quality. I don't use them a whole lot because, like I said earlier, I'm a marker-based artist, but I do use colored pencils for shading. These are really nice, and of course we have like normal like crazy art, like Crayola, crazy art, those kind of colored pencils. Completely normal. I picked out my favorite ones to put in my case because I use these the most often. Turn the thing, and you have all of my oil pastels. Well, actually not all of them. I have a case upstairs with more pastel-ish colors. These things, super nice, super easy to blend. The brand on them is, it's upside down, Montmartre. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it. It's probably not. Monte Python. It's Monty Python now, because I said so. Well, now that the oil pastels are out of the way, we can move on to my favorite pencils aside from Prismacolor. I have no idea the brands of these things because my grandma got them for me somewhere, probably at Goodwill. I have no idea. They don't have brands on them, but they're so good. They're like a cross between Crazy Art and Prismacolor. I have no idea how expensive they are. All I know is that they're super nice, and I use them to help me with skin shading. Alright, you guys ready for a tip that's going to save your life? We've all been there, having to use a Sharpie or a marker to color in a drawing. But how are you going to make it to the next page without having to rip them out a bunch? I mean, come on, we all know that the markers are going to bleed through, right? Wrong. As you can see, I have not torn out a page. Do you want to know how I did it? This thing. I just used regular cardboard. This, I don't know where I got it, but I got it somewhere. Helpful, right? Or you could just like tear out the backing of an old notebook. I tried to draw an eye, it's upside down. Here we go. You could just use like the backing of an old notebook or something. You put it behind your drawing before you start coloring it in with the markers. And by the time you get done with it, you can see that it bleeds through to this instead of this. I just saved your life. Boom. Now, for my favorite part. My shuttle art markers. Shuttle art. So good. Again, they're not paying me for this. 50 colored markers and 1 blender. 1 colorless blender. I never figured out how to use this thing, so I can't tell you how to use it. You're probably going to have to look up a tutorial on your own. So will I, actually. If you find one, let me know in the comments. But anyway, let's get this sucker open because I use these all the time. There we go. Beautiful. As you can see that they are colored and they have their little color names, numbers, and stuff like that. These are not all of them. I had to pick out some of the ones that stopped working. I also picked out the blender because I have no idea how to use it, like I said. So we're going to show you, well, I'm going to show you, I don't know why I said we, but I'm going to show you like what the tips are, because there's 2 different tips. There is the broad tip, which works super nicely. It's like the size of a highlighter tip, basically. Get on the thing. I did that first try. Alright. Then we have the fine tip. We'll get that later. We have the fine tip marker. Let's see if we can like... Guys, I'm a genius. Amazing. Such talent, such skill. So we have these, which I love these things. I use them all the time. Different shades of gray, different shades of yellow. Like I said, I can't see the vividness of all of this because colorblind, which is super fun. Like, this looks white to me, but it's not. I know it's not. But anyway, so I hope that you guys found this helpful. I know that I'm super cheesy and super bad at these like tutorials and art box tours and stuff like that because I've never done them. I didn't even think that I'd make it to 100 subscribers, and so I'm kind of still a little bit processing the fact that I have over 5,000 overnight. Don't ask me how I did it because honestly I don't really know. But anyway, if you guys need any help with your art, just let me know in the comments. Let me know exactly what you need, and I might be able to help you because it was like maybe a month ago I had 50 subscribers and my art was not that good. See? Not that good.